Hello, everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. I'm your host, Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK. And today I've got Max from BidX with me, and we've got really interesting topic, which is attribution, and it's fairly new to everyone. So Max, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Max, why don't you introduce yourself a bit better, and then we can take it from there.
Sure. So my name is Max Hoffman. I started selling on the Amazon marketplace 2015. Myself, I started with a product that was selling very well in the US. And I thought, okay, it must be a demand in Germany, but there was none. So the first issue was you have to find products where there is demand. So you don't have to purchase too many clicks from Amazon itself or from outside of Amazon. And soon we realized what the next product was, like baby safety equipment. My brother became father. And so that was the obvious choice to protect his home. And that went pretty well. And soon we started to realize that the advertising part became a nightmare because you had to optimize day in, day out, all these campaigns, these keywords. And we thought there must be a better way. We asked around how others solved it, but they didn't. They agonized themselves to do this job, which is boring, but which has to be done. But because even nowadays you spend so much money on these ads. So we thought about a solution, about a software solution, and together with my co-founder, Nadine, who studied computer science, we've developed BidX, a software automation service that is automatically creating and optimizing Amazon ads. And that changed like the life for more than 2,000 advertisers now, who can focus on their core business and enjoy the software doing its job by adjusting bids and shifting keywords and so on.
Okay, that's a really good story, and it's always interesting to see, where you started and then how you started to convert the problem into a solution. That's really good story. So tell me a little bit more about this Amazon attribution. So it's fairly new thing, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So Amazon attribution is still in beta phase. So Amazon still is testing out how it should work and where it really can provide additional value. The idea of Amazon attribution is to measure non-Amazon traffic. And that can be, for instance, from your social media account, for instance, from Instagram or from TikTok traffic that is sent to your Amazon listing. But it can also be from a landing page, or if you have a shop where you can check out directly, or you can also send the traffic to Amazon, then you can use Amazon attribution to measure that. And besides the organic traffic, you also have the possibility to integrate that into your other marketing channels like Google ads or YouTube ads and send then ad traffic to Amazon and measure how much sales you finally generated with that traffic on the Amazon marketplace.
Okay, so it looks like Amazon wants us to do a lot more work than what it used to be. Which is interesting itself. So do you think this attribution is something it's going to grow a lot, or do you think everybody should start looking into that?
So until today, Amazon itself is probably the platform where you can purchase clicks with the highest efficiency, which is generally possible out there. If you, first of all, have to reach the audience through Facebook or through Google and then send to a landing page or whatsoever, you always will pay a much higher price per purchase than you do on the Amazon marketplaces. But this is the case until today. In the future, this will change, especially for segments that have fierce competition. So with additional traffic that is generated outside from Amazon, now it is becoming more and more interesting for Amazon sellers to send that traffic also to their Amazon storefront or their product detail page. So from our perspective, it really helps you to drive additional traffic. And this additional traffic then again gives you a competitive advantage compared to all other sellers who are only selling on Amazon and do not take any traffic from the outside. But it also helps you, for instance, to create better audiences for sponsored display ads but also for the demand-side platform, the Amazon DSP.
Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm assuming these sort of things will be really expensive to run, isn't it?
Yeah. So on the one side, it is free. So Amazon Attribution does not charge you anything to use it.
Yeah.
But of course, it is expensive to get or to generate that traffic in the first place. And that is also why Amazon now started a bounty program, a discount program. So normally they charge you an average of like 10 to 15% as a fee per purchase. And if you send traffic through Amazon Attribution to the Amazon product detail pages, then they deduct 10% of that 15%. So they give you kind of a rebate. So you can take this 10% that you would have normally paid for Amazon selling fees, and you can take that money and put it into traffic from external sources.
Okay, I think that's could be a really good deal. So is it very complicated to set up these specific attribution links?
So generally, this is currently in beta. So not every seller who's logging into Seller Central and then clicking to the campaign manager or hovering advertising and then click on measure non-Amazon ads, non-Amazon traffic. And not everybody's going to see that. But if you are able, if that is already ungated, otherwise you can always write the seller support. Then first of all, you have to create an order. An order is kind of a campaign where you can group one product group out of one category. And then in that campaign, you create so-called line items. That is kind of an ad group. And with every line items, you assign products to it. And then you generate a click-through URL, and Amazon is generating attribution tag URL. And that Amazon tag URL then can be used, for instance, to be inserted in Google Ads, or also on your landing page or on Instagram. And as soon as you have inserted that tag, then Amazon is able to measure the traffic. And so you see how many detail pages did I have, how many add to carts did I have, how many units did I sell, how much sales did I generate in general, and also how many new to brand customers did I generate by using these external traffic sources.
Okay, so that's quite a bit of detail. Does it give any keywords details as well with attribution?
No, in that case, it does not, because Amazon does not really know where the link is coming from. If you would like to have it keyword based, then you would be able to not declaration manually, but use a bulk file upload template. And then you would be, for instance, able to create a specific URL for each single keyword that is advertised, for instance, in a Google ad campaign. And then you would also be able to see on which Google keywords you generate the most Amazon sales.
Okay. So it's doable, but it's slightly complicated. So I'm hearing a lot like this attribution. So so who should start thinking about this attribution as a seller? Is there any stage, maybe if you are launching the product or if the product is mature? So what sort of, or what kind of sellers should start looking at attribution?
From our perspective, it is not for sellers who just got started. It's rather for sellers who are a couple of years on the market and doing a couple of millions in sales annually. That is due to the effort it takes to just set it up and track it properly. From our perspective, it then makes sense for all the categories where you see a rise in cost per clicks. So if the CPC is rising over time and you see that probably over the next half year, you will only be able to generate break-even sales with Amazon ads, then you should think about other traffic sources later from our perspective. And then it also makes sense to include Amazon attribution tags. If you're already doing external traffic at the moment, then it is easy for you to just integrate these tags and get more precise measurements than compared to the partner network that many users used before.
Yeah, and also I've got to reiterate what you mentioned before about Amazon's conversion. It was much higher than anywhere else, I would have thought.
Yeah.
So it's in some ways it's a good investment. And I also heard that if we are directing traffic ourselves to Amazon pages, even if there is no conversion, uh, is there any advantage even if there is no conversion of keep doing this traffic generation, you think?
So Amazon itself says that the bestseller rank is like a combination of different factors.
Yeah.
And so while sales is probably one of the highest that is taken into account, also things like how many times this product was viewed is taken into account. And so in that case, it makes sense then to send traffic from external sources. And as I mentioned, you generate more visibility, more client audiences, which then can be used to identify your real target consumer group, for instance, with the Amazon DSP. You can then build, like based on the visitors, you can build proper audiences much better because you have more visitors on the listing, and then attract, again, Amazon customers that are already on the platform.
It's getting complicated, isn't it? Few years back, when perhaps you started, the advertising was a little bit lesser focused, but now without advertising, you can't do much.
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah. So I think we can wrap up. Is there anything else you want to add, Max, on this?
No, I just want to mention that Amazon is developing pretty many features. Some of them will survive, and then it's key to have used them right from the beginning, because then probably you could make the most out of them. And also many features will become more expensive over time. So from our perspective, it's always smart to at least try the new features, also like Amazon Attribution. Try them if they work for oneself. If they do, then focus some of your resources on that. And if it's not working, then just skip and wait for the next features to arrive.
Excellent. No, that's good. So, okay. So if somebody is to reach out to you, Max, where is the best place to find you?
Well, just visit our website on BidX.io, and then you can see all of our features and you can reach out to our team.
Okay, before I end this, so is attribution built into your tool? Can your tool help us to create campaigns through that, or?
At the moment, we are not supporting Amazon Attribution, but we have an eye on it. And as soon as it's probably out of the beta phase and it's sure that Amazon is doubled down on it and it delivers return, we will also implement it in our tool.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you again, Max, for your time today, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.
Thank you for having me.